What's up, guys? We're back for another great edition of our national coaching series. I'm here with my counterpart at nationalhsfb.com, Joe Mamone from Prep Gridiron Logistics, and the man of the hour, Coach Daniel. Coach, you're starting it off right here. You know, you're in a great mood, and you as well. You should be, because you just came off of a fantastic season where you took All-World Buford to the ropes. Guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, we're talking to Coach Daniel Williams tonight. He's the head coach of the Langston Hughes Panthers. And Coach, welcome to the program. You shocked the world last year by coming to a hair's length of or a gnat's hair, I should say. We're down south here, a gnat's hair of beating the Buford Wolves. So welcome to the program.
Hey man, thanks for having me, man. Joe and I have been talking, trying to schedule games and get everything lined up for this season. And I've, he sent me this stuff, and I've been paying attention to what you guys do, and you guys do a great job trying to, network other schools across the country and help little schools like us out.
Yes, sir.
That's right. And hey, Coach, you're not so little anymore. You're starting the preseason off in our poll at number 17 in the country.
Well, Coach, listen, you kind of came out of nowhere last year. You kind of snuck up on the Bear, but I would think that going into this season, you are the Bear. So you're gonna be the hunted, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? What was your mindset last year, and then going into this year? Has your thought process changed? Because even though you didn't win the state title, you came very, very close, knocking off a Goliath in the Buford Wolves. So people have got to view you and your program at the top of the mountain now in 6A. What's your approach going into this season?
Going into this season, I treated no different than last season. When I took the program over, I think that year we were 2-8.
Yeah.
From when that 2-8 season, we bought into the next game is the only one matters. We don't look for game 15. We don't circle teams on the schedule. We play the next game. And I always like to remind my guys of where we came from, So
yeah,
going into this season, we're going to keep that same motto, being fully invested in the program. And our goal is to go 1-0 each week, regardless of who the opponent is, from the very best to the very worst, and just try to come out and win.
Coach, I've read a lot about you and the team down there, and you got a lot of pride for the South Side.
Yeah.
So tell us about that. What does that mean when a kid comes to Langston Hughes and representing your community and the South Side of Atlanta?
And I'm a product of the South Side. I went to Creekside High School myself, so I know what it feels like when somebody does it from your side. A couple years back, Westlake played in the semifinals. I was right there on the sideline. Creekside won the state championship. I was right there on the sideline, because we're not supposed to do what we're doing. It's when it comes to resources and, from the financial resources to the equipment needs, all the kind of stuff, we're kind of behind in some areas. So how are we doing so well with so less? Hateville Charter, they practice on the grass, on the dirt, on the side of the road. So how do they win state championships? How are we good? So anytime a team from outside of town gets it rolling, I think everybody it means a lot, because we got a group of guys, and it's almost like, why not us?
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of our mentality.
Yeah, there's another team down there very similar that we do a lot of work with, Cedar Grove.
Yeah.
They have tremendous pride in everything they do and where they're from.
Yeah.
And it's very similar, you guys. So two great programs.
Yeah, Coach, just to I guess, carry on that line of questioning, I was reading an article where you kind of described the South Side as, I think in your words, quote, the South Fulton Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I believe those three teams were Creekside, Westlake, and Langston Hughes. It sounds like there's a lot of pride in that area, but in the same article, you talked about, you kind of implied there's a huge rivalry between the three programs. Talk about playing football in that area and how much pride comes with winning for your program versus the other ones. Are the rivalries there as big as Lowndes Valdosta, Northside Warner Robins versus Warner Robins?
Yeah, that before Langston was built, it was a Creekside Westlake deal. It was Creekside Westlake was the biggest rivalry, and here comes Langston, splits both of them. So you took some from Westlake, some from Creekside. So now Langston sits 6 minutes from Westlake and 6 minutes from Creekside.
Okay.
Creekside and Westlake sit 10 minutes from each other. So it's a matter of that triangle. Who's going to win the triangle? You know, and we wanted to do a South Fulton Classic. We always try to get to it and get it on the schedule, but we never able to align our schedules. I think Creekside played both of us last year or the year before. But yeah, man, it's a big deal. I mean, that's a sellout crowd with while you warming up.
Yeah.
The lines to the parking lot. They parking, they standing on all over the place.
Hey, Coach, your light bulb just went off in the back of my head. So in 2023, triple header. Those 3 teams against 3 teams I bring in from the outside. All right?
Okay.
Joe, you know what I'm going to say.
No, I went out of Georgia.
Come on, man. Hey,
we don't want any North versus South Georgia.
Hey, listen, Joe. Joe, I got a great idea, Coach. South Atlanta versus South Georgia. How about it?
Hey, listen, we're anytime, anywhere. We're gonna all
Lowndes, Valdosta, Colquitt versus Creekside, Langston, and Westlake. How about it, Joe?
Amazing.
That's all right. I'd rather bring in some Texas or California teams to play in, but maybe that'll be the last resort. That's awesome. Hey, Coach, I got a question. You said that first year 2-8. I'm looking at your state rankings and your national rankings when you first started. You weren't even in the top 200 in Georgia. You were close to like number 5,000 in America. And then last year, we're talking about number 11 in the state at the end of the year and number 98 in the country. What did you do? Give us your formula. In 4 years.
I just like I said, I did one thing that when I first became a head coach, they told me not to do. They told me, do not lose sight of your guns. You keep your program the way you want it. Don't waver. It's going to look rough. Stay about your business. And I did that. And I think the boys did that as well. They bought into what I was selling. I mean, let's be fully invested. Everything this program needs. Let's go 1-0 each game, win every day, win every rep, win every game is what I was preaching. And they bought into it. And all of a sudden you start seeing 1-0 pop up. 1-0, the boys were buying into the 1-0 mentality. And regardless of who we played, 1-0 at the next one. 2 years ago, we lost to Westlake. Game 5, we were undefeated. We lost to Westlake. And one of the boys, as we broke it down, he said, "Hey, next week, 1-0. Like, they didn't care. We lost. Let's go 1-0 the next week. Let's go win it. And they bought into that. And, I got a good group of coaches, and we kind of just put our heads down and went to work and, just tried to find the best way to get the boys, maximize the boys' ability.
Coach, like Joe said, when you first got there, I mean, it's no secret. Langston Hughes, when we talked about elite high school football in the state of Georgia, before you got there, Langston Hughes was not in the conversation. They had a couple of seasons here and there, but consistently they weren't part of the elite conversation. Now they have to be. When you got there, you first went 2-8. What kind of challenges did you face after that first season, getting the guys to continue to buy into your program?
It was incentive based. It was one of the things they had to see their growth. So one thing I know I did, I had a couple guys from their freshman year and their sophomore year. I showed them a picture of their bodies, how their bodies changed. And just like anything, strength brings confidence. So the stronger they got, the more confident they got. So that started to spread amongst the team, and I got, I had a pretty good running back, Antonio Martin, and I just kind of pulled him in and I said, "Hey, we're gonna rally behind you. You give us everything you got." And he started leading. He started leading as a sophomore, and he did not look back. And he helped mold what we're going. Him and Xavier Smith, he's at Colorado now. They helped mold the program. Had Rodney Shelley in. And those guys were workers. Not a lot of stars, not a lot of hype. They just kept going.
Gotcha.
Hey, Coach, tell us about. I'm excited. I'm going to be down there in Milton for the Freedom Bowl, and you're going to be the showcase that Saturday night against Spartanburg, South Carolina. So tell us more about your team. I know your class of 23 is very good. With Bo Ugly, Jelani Thurman, Terrence Love, Robert Lockhart, Josh Horton. Tell us who else we should be looking for when we watch that game.
Gannon Weathersby, Aiden Watkins, Jaquel Middlebrook. We got a list of guys that, really good football players. So those guys are going to add. I mean, Jakari Martin in the secondary, Nakari Johnson. He's a 6'3" DB I have. We got, Terrence Love. We got guys all over the place.
Yeah. Now, I just saw on Twitter, didn't your tight end Jelani just commit somewhere pretty big?
Yeah, he went to Ohio State.
Ohio State.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's best of the best, right? I got a guy coming to Georgia, Auburn, Ohio State. So guys getting opportunities leaving here.
Larry's happy. You just said Georgia, so keep that.
Absolutely.
Listen,
I'm all about Georgia, man. Coach, listen, this next question is going to sound like me being a smart aleck, but I think it's coming. Mm-hmm. So you just got through talking about you got this player here, this player there, this player there, all these high quality players. What kind of kicker you got coming? Because you know what I'm going to ask you, right? You came this close and winning a state title last year. Joe and I were there live to watch it, and we were pulling for you so bad, and we felt so bad for that kid that missed the kick. But what have you learned from last season? Is that something that you just don't have very many athletes at that position in your school? Was that just a bad kick for one bad play, or what happened there?
That was one bad play.
Okay.
I'll just say that. He's kicked field goals throughout the year. I know on Max Prep they say he had kicked none.
Oh yeah.
He kicked and made plenty of field goals all year. And we had a couple sportsmen like celebrating in the end zone. So he was averaging kicking from the 20 on the penalty. So he had, it wasn't a kick. It wasn't the distance. That wasn't the problem. On that kick, I had an ineligible number, and I had to put another lineman in. And on that kick, that guy slipped, and another guy stepped out. Guy came right through and tipped it. It was clear as day on film. It wasn't a kick. It was definitely a block. So going into this season, I have a kicker. He'll be a senior. He was with us last year because the kicker he was a senior. And the crazy part about it, we lost the game that Monday. I'm sitting on my couch. I get a text. Hey, Coach, it's Morton Anderson. I would love to reach out to your kicker, try to give some encouraging words.
Wow.
And just kind of just talk to him and build a relationship and let him know it's going to be okay.
Does Morton still live in the Georgia, Atlanta area?
Yes, actually, I think his son or somebody goes to Beaufort, actually.
Okay.
So he reached out to him, and they connected, and that's been
great. That's awesome.
Like I said, it was a tough loss, but we learned. He learned. Everybody learned from it. So.
And you've been there already, and when it's time to go back again, you're going to be more prepared. No question about it.
No question about it.
Tell us about your schedule. I already mentioned that you're going to be playing the out-of-state team, Spartanburg, South Carolina, in the Freedom Bowl. What are the other games circled on your schedule internally, anyway?
All 10 circle for me, Joe.
Yep.
Let's say we go Spartanburg, then we go McEachern. That's going to be Frank does a good job. That's going to be a battle over there. We got Mays, a program that's been good before. Looking to get back to the mountaintop. New Manchester, Douglas County, Alexander, East Paulding County, South Paulding, and Noonan. So those teams that we play in is a pretty good competitive region. Those guys do a good job. For one, getting their kids ready to play, and two, schematically. So we're going to have to, I tell my guys every day, hey, they're working. We got to work harder. So I think that, the guys are buying in. They understand what I'm asking them to do.
Being ranked so high for the first time, I don't know if it's ever, but starting the season in the top 20 nationally,
ever.
How's the team embracing that?
It's not really talked about.
Okay.
Honestly, I think we've mentioned it, but it's not a thing that they go around and worry about. We had 32 110s today, so it's not a lot of talking to do, when you got 32 110s on the docket. So
Yeah.
Yeah, like they work. I mean, it was brought to me from a coach. Hey, coach, this has never been done before. Langston Hughes is in unfamiliar territory. Probably gonna start the season #1 in the state, ranked in the country, top 10 in the country, top 50 in other polls. So how are we doing it? And we're just working.
Yep.
We don't pay attention to the media sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, he just said he doesn't pay attention to knuckleheads like us that spend our time running our mouths,
Hey,
man.
don't even say I'm part of the media.
Just say
man.
it, Coach. Just say.
I'm not part of the media.
Coach, listen, kind of a related question to what Joe was talking about. We are talking about teenagers. And so you had a different task ahead of you when you first got there, trying to mold them into a championship caliber team. Now you are a championship caliber team. Do the kids react differently, or is it still part of the grind that's built into them? And how do you level set and keep them grounded now that they've experienced what it's like at the top?
Have honest conversations with them.
Okay.
My top guys, I kind of pull in and I'll say, hey, what happened here? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about that. I have honest conversations with them a lot of the times, one-on-one, to kind of bring them back down. I mean,
okay,
hey, we're here. This is good. But at the end of the day, we're only strong as a team. So if you go do X, Y, Z, but the next guys are next to you are not doing their job, we're not going to win. So I always try to make them remember that this is a team sport and we win together. So I have a good way of humbling them. They know it. I think all coaches should be good at humbling them. So I pride myself on it. Second, I charge my laptop.
Coach, what's the breakdown of your starters? Are you senior heavy? Is it a lot of underclassmen contributing? What's the mix?
It's a mix for me. I have roughly 4 to 5 starters on offense, maybe 5 to 6 on defense.
Mm-hmm.
We're so interchangeable. Like I cross-train my guys and have offense ready to go play defense. So it's never a time where I've been caught with my pants down before, and I try my best not to. So I'm prepared to get guys the opportunity to play and be ready, because you never know. One play away. This kid's hurt, next man up for the rest of the season. So I always try to make sure we have enough, if that makes any sense. And you never have.
Do you have any two-way players?
I have a bunch of two-way players. Mm-hmm. They don't two-way every day.
Right.
They can two-way when needed to play at a high level.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Do you have certain packages for players that play on both sides, depending on the football situation on the field?
Yes, I do.
I got you.
I definitely do. I make sure that we're ready for every situation. We do situations every practice, different situations. I think the other day we were talking about a 1st and 31. So
wow,
we're always ready for it. I mean, listen, it's high school football, and sometimes the ref, they do a great job. You'll be in some unfamiliar situations.
That's right. You in one of the articles we talked about when you were a student athlete and you played Westlake, and you're like, if they only had replay or VHS, and back then, we could have, that would have been different.
Exactly.
Would have been different.
Exactly.
So what's your summer workout schedule been like? Is it? I'm not sure what the Metro Atlanta schools do versus the South Georgia schools. Is it a similar where you spend a lot of your time in 7-on-7s, then followed by padded camps? What's your summer workout schedule like?
We really grind in June and July.
Okay.
We focus on us. We do 3. We do every year. We do 3. We do 2 7-on-7s, 1 padded camp. That's what we do. We do that in June because in July it's strictly us.
Gotcha.
We don't go out in July. Every Wednesday dedicated special teams. So we'll come in at 8. We start stretching probably about 8:15. And we split up into groups. We have a condition group, a weight room group, and agility group. And they rotate amongst the 3, and then we'll go do football deal after we get done with those things. So we get here from 8 to 12. And we really we grind it out, for 4 hours roughly. Straight football.
Yeah. Coach, tell us about your starting quarterback next year. Obviously, a lot of great quarterbacks come out of Georgia high school football. Educate us on who's going to be leading your team on the offense.
Princess Air Nolan. He is going to his junior year, and he is by far one of the best that I've seen at the position. He's a lefty. He can run, but he is going to sit back and he's going to pick you apart if you give him opportunity to. We've been blessed last 2 years he's been here to have a good running game. So obviously, if you got a good running game, you're either going to have to do two things. You're either going to load the box or you're going to lighten the box. And whatever he does, he's smart enough to check plays and understands where his mismatches are and where we're going to go with the ball. And he does a good job doing it. It's his turn now to be a leader. My quarterback, my running back told him, hey, it's your team now. Kind of pass the torch.
So we're going to see a lot of Prentice Nolan to Robert Lockhart.
Yeah. Robert Lockhart. The list goes on, the guys who can put the ball in the man.
How about Jelani Thurman, your tight end? Is he a pass catcher too? Does he all around tight end?
That's he is the most unique 6'6", 230 tight end I've seen. That's the son of Odell Thurman and Carol Braxton. I mean, NFL pedigree, WNBA pedigree. He lines up across 5 different positions on offense. You know, he'll be by himself. He'll be in the trips. He'll be attached. He'll be in a nasty position. He'll be in the H, in the Y position. I mean, we'll put him everywhere, and we do so much with him. It's hard for teams to practice having a 6'6" guy that can do so much.
Coach, let me ask you a follow-up question about your quarterback, Prentice Nolan. You said that he's really he's got a diversified skill set. It sounds like he's pretty athletic. He can beat you with his legs if he has to. Sounds like he can beat you with his arm if he has to. But quarterbacks typically lean on one skill set more than the other. Does that describe Prentice, or is it kind of a balanced guy? Or describe your quarterback a little bit more.
He's gonna throw it if he has opportunity to. He's gonna sit there. He's gonna let it fly. He's gonna get completions. That's one thing. I take the layup, and he's gonna get completions as much as he can.
Gotcha.
He understood, of course, a quarterback. If you give him an RPO off top, I'm gonna pull and throw it. If it's open, I'm gonna pull and throw it. But as last year, as we progressed throughout the season, he realized the more we gave it, the easier it's gonna be outside. And I mean, we're hitting 3 plays in the end zone, and he understood that. He's like, Coach, I get it now. You've been saying, I said, that's a give. If you give it, I promise it's gonna lighten that backer up. And he bought into it. And now, I mean, if you give him an opportunity, he can make all the throws. I mean, he understands the offense. He understands what my offensive coordinator is asking. He does a great job being a guy.
Hey, Coach, around the country, when a team starts doing really, really well, it doesn't matter what the state is. It could be Georgia, Florida, Montana, whatever. When you're a top team, all of a sudden your phone starts ringing. These parents, these kids, all of a sudden want to start learning more about you. All of a sudden you got people moving just to play for your team. Again, you're doing really, really well right now. You're popular as all heck in the state of Georgia. It happens everywhere. Are there any surprises that we should look for? Newcomers we should look forward to that we're unaware of right now that weren't on the team last year?
Yes. Jediah Willoughby, receiver. Jaden Barnes, a receiver. Dejon Gibson, another receiver. Those 3 guys are going to be very impactful for us. Jordan Thompson, linebacker with Texas offer. So he's going to come in and he's leading the pack in the middle, So we got a couple guys that came over, they just came in, moved into the school district, and hey, let's go play football.
Love to see it. It happens everywhere, and that's what that keeps the sustainability going forward.
Yeah,
if you keep winning. If you build it, they will come, Coach.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
Well, it's true, right? So look, you started off 3 years ago. You're building this program. Guys like me, Joe, other media people are beating down your door, asking for interviews. Winning's the name of the game. You're winning, right? When you started winning, and like Joe said earlier, your national ranking has been creeping up. When you started out, was that a goal of yours or was it a nice surprise?
At 2-8, I don't even think you look at a national ranking.
Fair enough. That's fair.
Yeah, Coach, just so you know, 2018, it was 4,633, and now you're in the top 20. How great is that?
Yeah. I don't. Has the school ever had a jump like that? I'm just asking.
I don't know. We got to check.
Hey, listen, I at 2-8, I don't think I looked at a tabloid. I don't look at an article. I didn't look at nothing. You know, in my second year, COVID year, we were 11-2. Made it to the semifinals. First time ever in school history. Yep. So 2 years in a row, we've broken, win records and all that kind of stuff. So I still didn't pay no attention. I say, let's go. We lost to Buford. Buford did us a number. So that following year, the next year, which was last year, as a staff, we came together and we looked at the Buford film. We saw we did wrong. If we ever get opportunity, we're going to do this different, that different. And we kind of had that in our mind. And, fast forward, coming out of that semifinal night, I didn't know who won. It was Lee County and Buford. It was us and Decula. So, of course, I was where my feet were and trying to make sure we took care of Decula, won the game, had a pretty good lead, and we found out Buford won. So immediately we went back to what we talked about the year before. Hey, what do we need to do to win this game? And we locked in and we bought in and bought the kids in and kind of gave them what we wanted to try to do. And 14-0. I looked up and I said, "Oh wow!" I said it as a coach, like 14-0. Nobody expected it. I think I didn't see anything close to 33-7, 42-6. That's kind of what I saw. And here we are going in a half with the opportunity to be up 21-0. Yeah. We missed on that darn slant. We could have went into the halftime with a 21-0 lead, but they came back and scored that drive. So we went in 14-7. And like I did in my interview, I said, it's not enough. We got to go score more points. And we got another touchdown and kind of had a little brain fart at the end, but it was a good experience.
Hey, Coach, and Larry, I just thought of this as he mentioned Lee County. Think of the last 2 years of 6A finals. What happened with him with the kick, and then with Fabrizio with that is all effort running back, getting that cramp and fumbling on the half-yard line.
Yeah.
Gosh.
When you're the champ, sometimes favor smiles on you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, listen, the last 2 years, Buford took advantage of both opportunities, but look, we could be sitting here talking about Hughes winning last year and Lee the year before.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. Who knows? Yeah. Who knows?
But Coach, it's so cool to see football in the state of Georgia being shaken up by guys like Dean Fabrizio down at Lee County, you there at Langston Hughes, others across the state, Coach Clack there at Milton before he moved on.
Warner Robbins too. Marquise
Westbrook at Warner Robbins. A lot of new names, young coaches like yourself. So speaking of that, what's next for Coach Daniel Williams? Are you a lifer? That's an unfair question. Are you going to stay there for a while? You got your eyes on the college ranks, or what's your career path for Coach Williams?
It's big. You always set goals, and my goal is to win here. I have a daughter that goes to elementary school, and the son goes to the middle school. So I'm here. I'm in Langston Hughes. I've had opportunity to go to the college ranks early on in my coaching career. I turned it down because I wanted to spend time with my family. I know it's more stability at the high school level at this moment. But for right now, I'm right here at Langston Hughes. Rocking and rolling, and I got it rolling to a point that I think we can only get better. More notoriety. I can continue to try to build a program as big as I can get it.
I think your new motto should be Southside for life.
Joe, I'm serious, man. We really need to put together a South Fulton versus South Georgia matchup.
We're working on that. I really want to take advantage of those three teams in that region and maybe do a again 3 out of the area teams against those 3. Sounds like it would be a phenomenal event.
Yeah, it'll be a big deal.
Hey, we'll meet in the middle of the state. We'll play it at Mercer Stadium. How about that?
Yeah. Or we can play at Mercedes-Benz.
There you go. I like that even more.
Yeah, especially with the weather last year. Forget about it. Hey, Larry, again, not being a Georgia guy, I'm up here north in New Jersey. Who are the other teams vying with Hughes this season for top of the food chain in 6A?
Okay, so according to Cal Preps, they're the first ones that came out with the ranking this year. So they've got Hughes at number 1, Rome 2, Woodward Academy 3, Lee County 4, South Paulding, Northside Warner Robins, Marist, Roswell, Shiloh, and St. Pius X.
How about the team they played last year with how do you say Tequila?
Tequila?
Are they still 6A?
I cannot remember, man.
I think they may have moved up.
Because the fact that they're not there, I would think they would have been on that list. But who knows?
Yeah,
I just looked it up. Tequila has moved to Region 8-7A with Buford.
Oh, wow. They're up. Yeah. They went up too. Okay.
Listen, they've got Buford, Collins Hill, Tequila, Mill Creek, Mountain View, and Central Gwinnett in that region. That's a tough region.
They got to play football.
Yeah.
Every Friday. Every Friday.
So, Coach, listen, earlier in our conversation, we talked about how important it was for, the South Fulton teams to get some respect. And it seems like you guys are the 3 teams that we talked about earlier, Creekside, Westlake, Langston Hughes. You guys are starting to play at a high level. So I don't think respect is a problem anymore. Is it more important for you to get respect in this is going to sound like a weird question, respect in the metro Atlanta area or respect in the state of Georgia?
In the state of Georgia.
Okay.
I think Metro Atlanta knows kind of what this region brings. We're going to bring top athletes. I mean, if you go back to years well back, we always got guys coming out of this area. But as far as when it comes to the quality of coaching, I don't think the state really understands how well we do as coaches. If you give us a certain situation, we're going to try to exceed. I mean, I think Coach Zachary over there at Westlake is going to do a phenomenal job. Coach Dixon at Creekside does a phenomenal job. Coach May, when he was at Westlake, he had that private running high before him, Kareem Reed. I mean, but I think Metro Atlanta knew the state didn't understand kind of where we were. And I think that's one thing that I want everybody to pay attention to. And I think the way we played Buford, the state kind of saw, who is this Langston Hughes team? What is it all about?
Yeah.
You open another page, wow, they got all these kids. You open another page, wow, they've had this, so that's what my goal. When I interview for the job, how big can they go? I asked the staff, the admin that, how big can we be? And that's my goal, to make this thing as big as it can possibly get. And
Larry, you got to remember that high school only opened 13 years ago, right?
I know. That's phenomenal, man.
Yeah. And Coach, the DeAndre Walker, he's an alum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do alums come back and help you? Are they part of the
they definitely
community?
Those guys definitely come back and talk to the guys. Keon Davis, he went on to play at Marshall. He was running back. He comes back, and DeAndre comes around, shows around. And I actually coached Eric Berry when he was in high school, so he'd come over with us sometimes. He talked to the boy before. So we always got guys coming back and poured into the South Side and letting them know the tradition and how rich the history is.
Two of my favorite rappers graduated from Langston Hughes.
Who?
Gunna and Young Bands. So now we got to make this. We got to make this a football school now. It's more of a rapper music school.
Exactly.
We got to turn the tide to more music, more for football alums.
Exactly, and that's my goal. I'm just trying to get these guys. When you do it right, to my team, I never say state championship or anything. When you do everything else right, it has to align.
Yeah.
Coach, listen, between us, I think Joe just redeemed himself by bringing him back to the modern age when earlier he was talking about saloons and
Coach doesn't know my real job, Coach. We'll talk afterwards, and I'll tell you how I know that. All right, we'll talk afterwards.
Gotcha.
Coach, we've been talking about respect, and you guys up at the charts, so I won't belabor that point. But listen, quite frankly, though, when we think about high school football in the metro Atlanta area, we think of Gwinnett County, we think of Cobb, but honestly, outside of your three teams in the recent past having success, no one really thinks about South Fulton. Is that a changing thing that's going to stick around, or is just a short-term deal?
I think South it's always been prevalent.
Okay.
I think that it was a sprinkle of here or there. This team will win, that team will win. I think where we are now, we got good quality programs, and we have, we're going to coach our guys, and I think when it was up and down like a roller coaster, good talent was leaving this area. Now good talent is staying in this area.
Wow. Okay.
That's why it's easy and it's going to suffice, because now you have uncles bringing their kids back. You have dads bringing their kids back to where they played at. And that's where I think we lost a lot because of what you said, the Gwinnett, a Cobb, a Buford, those things. When you get kids and you keep them in your area, you're going to be successful.
Gotcha. Okay.
So teams like Grayson and Marietta won't be able to poach, the kids won't want to go there anymore? Is that what you're saying?
They're not going to leave down here to go up there.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yep.
Good quality ball is right here in your backyard.
That's right. No reason to leave. You're sending kids to great colleges now, The Ohio State, UGA. I mean, why go anywhere else?
Exactly.
Coach, who's that dark horse 6A program that you got your eye on this year that could make some noise? Because I know you coaches kind of network with each other.
There's a couple.
Okay.
I mean, you can never count Lee County out.
Yeah.
Breezio does a great job. Douglas County, Johnny White.
Douglas County.
One of my good friends.
Okay. All right.
I was with him the other day. Yeah, you can never count him out. He does a good job. South Paulding, I mean, like that Noonan. I mean, Chip Walker, he's an amazing coach, so he moves silently. You don't know what he has. And quarterfinals, Noonan's still playing, so you never know what Chip's doing. He does a good job down there too. So those are my dark horses.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah, we all in the same region. Most of the team I name, so.
So your region this year includes who? I'm trying to look it up real fast.
It's New Manchester, Douglas County.
That's right. Okay.
East Paulding, Paulding County, Noonan, South Paulding.
You guys have got to be the odds-on favorite, probably followed by who? South Paulding?
South Paulding and Douglas County.
Okay.
I think it's close between those two. I think both went to the first round.
If I'm there in mid-December and we're seeing Fabrizio against Coach Williams, that would make my year, man.
That would be a fun game
to watch. I
love
these guys. Yeah, I mean, Coach Fabrizio, was one of my first clients I ever got in Georgia. I think he was one. He was probably either him. I brought Bergen Catholic down to play Grayson back in 2018. I think I might have right around that same time. Coach Fabrizio and I were hooking up, and I was, I helped St. Francis get down there for the Geico game. So, I mean, he was one of my first Georgia clients, so I'll always be indebted to him. And he's Italian like me, so we love each other.
Yeah, Coach Fabrizio did a good job.
Coach, after the latest reclassification, you guys are in a big region. You got 8 teams. That's 7 region games. So that means that your non-region schedule is very compact. You got 3 non-region schedules. What's your philosophy for non-region games? Is it to find the biggest and baddest to get you ready for the region games, or you just trying to find quality opponents?
That's what we're.
Come on, Joe, let the man answer.
That's the thing I want to. It's kind of measuring stick, kind of see where you are.
Yeah.
Non-region games don't matter. You can go 0-3 and win a state championship in your non-region.
That's right.
And so it's definitely a measuring stick, kind of see kind of where you are, see what you need to work on going into region play. So Joe and I were trying to get some big name schools, and I wanted to make it work, but like you said, our region is so stacked with so many games, it was hard to find wiggle room. But hopefully next time we get able to wiggle a little bit, we'll be able to get some out-of-state teams to come down here or let us go there.
Yeah, in 2023, Larry, we're going to be doing some big stuff with Hughes. I can already feel it. There's so many. Remember, Atlanta is such a great area. Number one, you fly into the airport. It's a great airport to fly into, and they're so close. I mean, it's the logistics of playing the Southside school is so easy. Again, even playing Buford and Johns Creek and those two. But I mean, it could be a long, not mileage, but in traffic going up that one highway through Buckhead up to the North Country by Cumming. That could take hours. You fly into Hartsfield and you could be at this high school in freaking minutes. So
we're all of 9 minutes.
Yeah, it's really easy logistically for me to bring in a team from Texas or California or Florida. So easy.
You know what else is easy, Joe? Driving from South Fulton down to Lowndes County. It's just straight down I-75.
It sure is.
I'll be doing that in about 3 weeks, guys.
That's right.
Coach, our broadcast season on Flow starts that weekend, August 19th, 20th.
Okay.
So I'm going to be in Milton for the Freedom Bowl on Friday night. Then Saturday morning, I get up and I drive to Valdosta. We have a doubleheader there. We have a Florida versus Georgia doubleheader there. And then the Sunday, I drive back to Atlanta and fly home to New Jersey. So I'm going to be doing that trip that Larry's talking about in about 3.5 weeks.
Oh, wow. So, Joe, you won't be in Milton when we play on that Saturday?
No, I'm gonna be there for the 2 Friday games, and I have to go Saturday to Lowndes and Colquitt playing the 2 Florida teams. So I'll be watching you on my phone on Flow, but I will not actually be there Saturday night.
Gotcha.
Coach, my last question for you is this. You know, now that Langston Hughes is on everybody's radar, including your 10 opponents this year, right, in the regular season, if I'm an opposing coach and I see that Langston Hughes is next on the schedule, what do you want other teams to think about? What 3 or 4 words describes Langston Hughes that coach has got to think about?
Physical, fast, violent.
Oh,
I like that.
And focused.
Okay. I like it. Joe, what else you got for the coach?
I'd love to end this interview with those 4 words. They mean a lot. They mean a lot. We haven't heard that from any other coach, especially violence. Violence wins games.
Yeah. It is a violent sport, Coach. That's no doubt. Right?
Yeah.
So, well, Coach Williams, listen, thank you so much once again for joining nationalhsfb.com for this really fun conversation about your program, about you, your coaching philosophy, and your kids. And Joe, I don't know if you feel this way. I'm sure you do, but after the 45 minutes or so that we've spent with Coach Williams, I can see why Langston Hughes has rocketed to the top. I really can. So, Coach, I'm impressed with what you've done with your program. I can't wait to see how this upcoming season turns out for your Panthers.
Coach, and I mean, I appreciate you guys for having me on this national broadcast. This is amazing. First time ever in Langston Hughes history, another first. And I appreciate you, just recognizing a little small school on the south side of town.
Hey, we watched you last year. We were both rooting for you, and I knew what you had coming back. So you by far deserve this top 20 ranking. So keep doing what you're doing, and don't make me look bad.
Oh no, we won't. We got to keep playing ball. We just got to keep getting better every day.
Yes, sir. Have a good night, Coach.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Uh-huh.